Hey guys, it is another Frost Agency video right here, and we are going to talk about the free agency market and everything that has gone down except the Patriots stuff because that is going into a separate episode. And I really thought about separating some stuff, but I might not. It depends. But now let's get into the nitty gritty and let's get into the literally everything everyone wants to know. The obvious opinion. Um, Mitch Trubisky, is he a top 10 quarterback? Maybe. I don't know. He looked really dead. I'm joking. I don't get it again. Obviously, it's like, where's Kenny Galladay gonna go? Allen Robinson, what's gonna happen with him? A lot of receivers are on the market. The purge of the Saints begins. And it's wonderful. I'll explain. So the Saints, as of now, have cut Janoris Jenkins, Quan Alexander, who was still productive. I don't want to think that they cut him because he wasn't productive. He was productive. And Emmanuel Sanders. So already three guys off the bat. And of course, like I said, you might say, oh, they're probably already in the green. They're probably at 75, $60 million in over the cap limit, and of course the trading free agent season is coming in a week. They may make some pardon, some rash and cold cut decisions because they also cut Jared Cook, which, again, like I said, they are going to have to drain more talent than that. It's like, you can't rework everyone. And obviously, the thing is, the biggest mistake is that they overpaid Michael Thomas. That is the biggest problem they made. And again, Michael Thomas could get traded. I don't see him staying a Saint. I think they should get rid of his contract. I think he's way too overpaid, way too injury prone, and he had only one really good season, and that's it. And you pay him all that money. No. Then you get Kenny Galladay. Now, I don't know what's going on in Detroit. I thought they were going to franchise tag him and trade him, get a couple value, unless they did, they didn't like the offers, and they did, but they rescinded the franchise tag. Now, Kenny Galladay is going to be a cheaper receiver. Again, he's not going to get top 10 money, but he will definitely be a receiver you can pay. He's young, he's really good, and he has not spoken on where he wants to go yet. I would not be surprised if he wanted to go to Minnesota, Green Bay, or Chicago. But we'll get into Chicago in a minute because they're a mess. I also wouldn't be shocked if Kenny Galladay went to Jacksonville. They need a number one receiver because they have a lot of hey, Shark's a pretty good receiver, but he doesn't look like a number one. D.D. Westbrook, I don't know if D.D. Westbrook's still there. I might be wrong on that one, but he's a good one. And again, Jacksonville might want to bring him in. He's a solid young receiver. He's pretty good when he stays healthy. So there's a lot of potential there. And then we get to the main man who's been talked about ever since the tail end of the season, Allen Robinson. The 30-year-old who has been an all-pro, in my opinion, all-pro, pro bowler, an underrated receiver, maybe top 20 receiver, who is never respected, except this is the list of his quarterbacks. Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, and Nick Foles. Please, someone tell me how any of those are elite. And yet he's put up great numbers every season. He's stayed healthy every season. Obviously, the Bears franchise tagged him. Now, I don't know if they want to keep him to then try and trade for Russell Wilson and then say, hey, we got a number one receiver. We're going to try and fix the O-line, and we're going to make it great for you. We're gonna help you. We're going to help you. Or are they going to trade Allen Robinson? Which, again, if they do that, I think Russ will be completely out on Chicago. Because I think, like I said, I think he just wants a good O-line. And I don't know where, like I said, the teams he wanted. Well, Cowboys are out. Chicago doesn't have a good O-line. Raiders, maybe, but I don't know how much. I don't even. They said they are not going to trade Derek Carr and probably working on an extension, so they're out. Saints are over the cap. They're out. Again, you have to lower your standards, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's not going anywhere." The thing is, I think Carroll would be okay with it if he left. I don't know why I'd want to go to Chicago. It's a nightmare. Now, obviously, Allen Robinson probably will be if they are going to trade him, he'll go to either a contender or he'll go for someone who is much cheaper. Um, again, I would not be shocked if he went to New England. I doubt Robinson will because of what I'll go into in the Patriot page or Patriot part. But yeah, and now you might say, well, okay, that's pretty much all that's gone on except the franchise tags. Brandon Sheriff of the Washington football team got franchise tag. Honestly, that's probably. I think he didn't want to go because the flood of free agent alignments. Now, I'm going to talk about all the alignment right now that are free agents. Obviously, they could sign deals later today. They could sign deals whenever, and I could be proven completely wrong and get laughed at. But it goes, and I'm going from best to worst. Trent Williams, Joe Thuney, not Eric Fisher, Rick Schwartz, Eric Fisher. Oh man, I gotta keep thinking. Kevin Zietler because he's getting up there in age, but is still a solid productive guard. No, all of these guys are good. I just want to say that all these guys are really good. Technically, David Andrews of the Patriots, but I think we're keeping him. So, but still, I gotta add him. Corey Linsley, solid center, also a free agent. I mean, it's hard to keep track of all these guys, and again, they're all very good. They're all, I'd say, Pro Bowlers. They're all high talents. So then it comes to the question of, well, okay. Um, Let me be honest with you, and I'm about to dig in on the Chiefs. And if I slam my desk or anything like that, I'm sorry, but at the same time, you get absolutely exposed in the Super Bowl. We lost our best two tackles. Oh well, cut. We can't do anything about it. We can't do anything about it. Because, like I said, when you signed Mahomes' contract, Tyreek Hill's contract, Kelsey's contract, you had to hope that every other piece stayed. And you know what? This is what happens. And like I said, I love Mahomes. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks in the league, but I don't think he'll be even close to the greatest of all time because he's going to be Russell friggin' Wilson. And before you say, well, don't be so rash, he's not going to be Russell Wilson, let me be honest, he's following in Russell's path. First year, playoff disappointment, loses in the conference. Year 2, wins the Super Bowl. Year 3, goes to the Super Bowl and loses it to Tom Brady. And you know what that team did? They didn't, and you want to know what Seattle did? They never put any more love into that O-line. They did one thing and that's it. And this is what gets me extremely mad, is because obviously Kendall Fuller was a loss that no one saw coming, but that was a solid secondary corner that you let go. And yet you'll pay everyone else? Like I said, is it worth keeping Frank Clark? Pardon me, Frank Clark? The dude's getting up there in age. He is not being as productive. You lost D Ford, a younger version of him, to keep Frank Clark, who is older and less productive. He is still good, but it's not going to be good every year, and it's going to slowly diminish. Yeah, I think you have Chris Jones and Anthony Hitchens. You have some solid linebacker pieces, but they're going to want big money. And then you're going to have to release them. But our draft capital, let me be honest with you. Name one draft pick that the Chiefs made that was good this season besides their first round pick. You can't think of any. They're not good. And of course, I think they're going to have to let Watkins walk. I think they're going to have to let Demarcus Robinson walk. And it's going to suck. Demarcus Robinson is such a young, good receiver, and he's gone. Obviously, they can let Le'Veon Bell walk. I don't know why they re-signed him. Damian Williams and Clyde Allaire is most likely what I'd say is probably going to be a solid running duo. Oh, wait! They don't run the ball because they have to use Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Why? Because they paid them tons of money. And the biggest problem with Tyreek Hill in his game is his hands. He is so fast, so good, but he will drop catches for you. He will either be a great receiver or he'll be what Jalen Ramsey called him, a kick returnist. Super fast, but his hands aren't that good. And then we get to Mahomes. He's, like I said, he can't live up to the contract. Like, he failed. And it's not his fault. The reason why he failed is, like I said, results now. And like I said, right now, if I'm Mahomes, again, the more mobile he gets, the more in danger he gets. Remember, that concussion against the Browns game. If he didn't get concussed, I think the Chiefs could win by at least 10 just to be safer. And they barely slipped by due to Chad Henne. Well, here's the thing, Kansas City. And like I said, here's the whole thing with Kansas City. The AFC is getting harder and harder. And the Chiefs, again, if you want to be that way, you have to develop extremely well, and you have to be willing to make smart decisions. That's why New England had these big name talent drains and kept going. They could at least develop from within or use the talent that they've had for years from within to win. The problem with them is that they are letting all the guys go. Rick Schwartz, I don't even know if it's Rick Schwartz, but Schwartz, I'm going to call him, is a top tackle in the league, debatably the best right tackle in football, and you let him walk. You cut him. And then Eric Fisher, you cut. Your O-line was not good, was already shaky middle of the pack with them. Now it's going to be bottom. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, well, they could sign. They're not going to sign anyone. Because here's the thing. If you're signing Joe Thuney, he's going to be, like I said, $20 million a year. He doesn't care if you're a contender. Because, again, when the Patriots won the Super Bowl, he probably wanted $20 million. The thing is, you are done, Chiefs. You might make a Super Bowl, but I don't think they're winning it. Oh, well, we gotta prove them wrong. Okay, prove them wrong, right? Let's see. You had one of the easiest divisions in the AFC East because, of course, you got the Jets, you got the Patriots. Bills was a little bit close, but Bills will be better and better every year. And again, the Dolphins, like I said, you almost lost to the Dolphins. You looked sloppy. Mahomes did not look good in that game. He threw for 300 yards, but he threw for like 3 picks. So, to conclude, I don't think the Chiefs should be favored for the Super Bowl. I don't think they should be favored. I think they should be favored to go to the AFC Conference, because I'm not going to deny, I will never deny them of that. I think they absolutely will be there year in, year in, year. But I see them more as a Peyton Manning Colts team. They'll make the Super Bowl once in a while, but they'll usually make the AFC Conference. And of course, like I said, I think if Eric Bieniemy starts seeing this ship go down, I think he'll easily abandon it. And you know what? Why can't I can't blame him for it. Like, yeah, I would abandon this place. But other than that, that's the end of this Frost Agency video. Stay cool, stay safe, and stay frosty.